Hi guys, welcome back to Income Grinders. This is Eric. So today we're gonna continue the case study for the UK targeted website that I'm developing from scratch here at Income Grinders. So if you followed the previous videos, you know it's about the topic of geckos, and in the beginning specifically I decided to focus on a specific species of gecko lizards that's called crested geckos. But anyway, that's not the important thing. It's just a case study where I will show you how I develop my affiliate websites. And this video will be about keyword research. So I will spend some time, like a workshop thing. I haven't done any research yet about what kind of keywords are relevant for geckos and crested geckos in specific. So I will just log in to the tool. It's all going to be free tools that I will be using, so it's not any high cost tools you need to purchase, in my opinion, to be doing some kind of decent keyword analysis or keyword research. And you can spend like 10 days doing keyword research. You can do like I will be doing here, to spend like 20-30 minutes looking around, gather some keywords, and start your article, audio articles, or whatever you want to do, if you want to write them yourself or use tools to write. So basically, the tool I will start with in this specific workshop or case study, whatever you want to call this, is the keyword planner tool which is free. If you log into your Google account and go to, I'll put up a link into the keyword planner. Just search it in Google and you get the link. And then you go into the, let's see what I call it in the menu. I call it the keyword planner, and you open that. I've had an account for a long time, so I'm not sure when you set it up. You might need to sort of just start a Google Ads campaign. Possibly you might need to enter a credit card detail, but if you don't activate any campaigns, it won't cost you any money. So then I basically go into discover new keywords here, and I just start working, and the sort of first seed keyword, if you will, is probably going to be gecko. So you type that in, and I need to change from Swedish to English as language, since I will be trying to focus on United Kingdom in this specific case study. United Kingdom. I just have this idea that it might be a bit easier to less competitive in UK compared to USA, but we'll see. Probably a lot more competitive than in Sweden, at least. So we have English, we have United Kingdom, and then we go see what kind of keywords and the structure of how Google categorizes and puts keywords in their sort of view of this topic of Gekko. So we got 667 keyword ideas, and here on your right they have a refined keywords. It's in beta. I haven't seen that before. So they're actually categorizing. If we expand the brand category, we will see that they are telling us that they have sort of in their mind, or whatever you want to call the Google search AI, came up with different sort of categories that with related keywords. So that's interesting to see, because this is giving me a signal that this is how Google interprets stuff, and if we create content in similar categories, that will sort of help us in Google, and will help Google understand what we're doing. And I actually found a species keyword category. This is cool. So they have actually categorized and found that within the gecko area there are various species, like leopard gecko, crested gecko, day gecko, house gecko, gecko, Tokai gecko, and so on. And this also tells us, of course, the popularity of these kind of pets within the gecko field. So leopard gecko probably is the most common and most sought out gecko to read about in Google. Then we have crested gecko after that. So just looking at this, I mean, we also need to think about early on at this time what kind of structure the site should have before we actually start typing stuff. So this is telling me that there are lots of keywords in general about geckos in general, and there are also categories. And when it comes to this topic of gecko as a pet, the natural categorization of the content would be at one category, at least top category for each species of gecko that we will wanting to write about. So I'm just gonna basically then start. I have a blank page here in Google Docs, and leopard gecko, crested gecko, or so I'll just take the most common ones: day gecko, house gecko. We should also sort by monthly searches. So we have a list of the most sought out keywords in the top. No, I had to press once more. And we can continue typing in the blank sheet here. Let's see, we have day gecko is on place 3. Day gecko. And then we had house gecko, gecko, gecko. I think it was like this, the spelling at least. Let's see. And Tokai gecko. Tokai, is that spelled correctly? Yes. And fat-tailed gecko. Cool. Then we have a boilerplate set up and go back to keyword exploring. So gecko itself, we should keep that as well as a sort of top level keyword. Gecko. So we see gecko. So we also in this tool we get a sort of a very rough estimate and don't put any sort of lots of thoughts in the volume that they are estimating, but it's at least it's sort of a good indication of which keywords are more popular than others, and you can't expect like there will be 100,000 monthly searches on a specific keyword, but it's a good indication of what you could focus on to get traffic, and you can also see the competition, how many people are bidding on these keywords. So if you pick a low keyword with lots of estimated searches, like Tokai gecko, you will probably have an easier time ranking for Tokai gecko keyword, but you won't probably get any related ads since there's nobody bidding on that keyword. But still, if you get lots of traffic, you can still even Tokai geckos are having needs of purchasing stuff on Amazon for food and accessories and all kinds of stuff. So Tokai gecko might be a really good keyword to focus on because it is a decent amount of traffic, and yeah, that's interesting. But if you see crested gecko is, at least according to this tool, having lots of searches, and it's medium competition, and it has actually related bids. So probably we have display ads that are related to crested gecko. So okay, Gekko, so we see here one of the top keywords is leopard gecko for sale and crested gecko for sale. So that is definitely something to put in here. Leopard gecko for sale. Crested gecko for sale. So actually I'm gonna mainly focus on crested gecko related keywords. But you see the sort of idea of getting your keywords done, right? Common leopard gecko, we can just take that as well and put it under this one. And this is just the beginning. Then we of course need to refine and specify more in detail. These are like seed keywords to keep working on, and we will go into Google search to find what kind of questions are people asking to help them get answers for those. Yeah, so there are a lot of other types of geckos. Day gecko, baby gecko, yeah. So I think we have what we need from the actual just gecko keyword. Then I will change and remove that and instead type in crested gecko and see if we can sort of dig deeper in for a specific type of gecko that I want to be focusing on in step 1 for this website. So here we see now we're getting keywords that are like one level down. So now we're getting 400 keyword ideas that should be at least mostly related to the crested gecko type of gecko. So we already wrote down this crested gecko for sale. Crested gecko care would be something to look into. Crested gecko care. And we'll take a look at the next one. I will not like type in every single keyword here when I'm doing this sort of workshop tutorial. Tiki's geckos, I know that is actually a brand. It's I think it's 2 guys doing YouTube videos and actually breeds lots of geckos, so I'm not gonna take that one. Crested gecko diet is another. Crested gecko diet. And let's take 2 more. Crested gecko tank, and tank in this sort of concept that it means the housing, the sort of terrarium or vivarium or whatever you want to call it, depending on the context. And we can take the crested gecko habitat keyword, which is it's more or less the same. Habitat. But since Google is themselves sort of separating these two, it makes sense to build at least one article for each of those keywords. And we take the next one also, baby crested gecko. Baby crested gecko. People are searching for that as well. And lily white. Then we're getting into morphs, and morphs are the sort of coloration and looks of the gecko, which is we can take. I think we should take the crested gecko diet. That we already did. Okay, so then we're done with this part. I'm just going to look at the refined keywords. It's always interesting to see if we find any. Yeah, these are actually lots of brands when it comes to diet, the sort of food you buy, the various colors, and anything else. Dalmatian? Oh, nah, not much. So here we have sort of what should we call it? Very top level search, no, top level view of main topics that we could start diving into. So for example, the crested gecko for sale keyword could mean that we should create within the website a directory of people breeding and selling crested geckos, or maybe we should have like a directory for all kinds of, and then we have subcategories for specific kinds of geckos. So there is a search interest for buying crested geckos and probably all other kinds of geckos. So it would make sense when we build this gecko website to have a place where we can put out links and information about where you could buy geckos around UK. And that's probably what I will do about that one. And we can write a comment. Directory would make sense, as well as some kind of what should we call it? Prepare and FAQ. Think about, like, before you get the crested gecko, what should you sort of prepare, what should you think about, and sort of build an FAQ about getting a crested gecko. And then we have crested gecko care. And what I would like to do then is to see in, if we go to Google, I'm pretty sure that crested gecko care is a big topic. And if we just put it in here in the search, we see that all these suggested, we can also use a star, then we might even get more. You see, all these are within the crested gecko care main topic, possible articles themselves. So since they're appearing here, this means that people are actually searching a lot for all these keywords, these phrases. So basically we could take this keyword here, baby crested gecko care, and insert that under here. Hopefully, yeah. And then we could go, we go back, I'll show it like this, and we go back and we take crested gecko care star, and we have eyelash crested gecko care, juvenile crested gecko. So all these are, except the eyelash one, related to how do you care for newly hatched crested geckos. And we have one specific female crested gecko care, Pangea. Pangea is probably more, they're looking for the care sheet created by Pangea, which is a brand within the area of geckos. They're sort of selling food and stuff like that. And we have a basic crested gecko care sheet, and we have crested gecko care UK, might be a good one. If you want to get local care advice for crested geckos, we can take that one since we're UK targeting. They had the crested gecko care sheet. Let's see, female crested gecko care is one topic. This we could take. So it's not like you don't have to create a a separate page for all these sub queries or sub, but it depends on, we need to look around and see how much material we have around each of these topics. It might be enough to have a sort of a just a separate crested gecko care article, but within that we have subtopics for baby crested care and all that, and we might have a link to a PDF that we can create. And the PDF for crested gecko care sheet is a really good thing to offer for free if you have the people visiting your site give up their email address, because then you're sort of collecting building an email list for people interested in geckos, which might be good for email marketing once you get your site up and running and getting traffic. So this is just an example of how you can go on for each of these crested gecko diets and all. But then what you also want to do is to look around for questions. You see here, and Google is actually serving it up to you. So these are questions that people are wanting answers to, definitely. So what you need to do, either create one article answering each of these, or you embed within articles for various articles that you're creating these answers to these kind of questions. So what you could do is either you sort of just copy paste the text, or you can do like, I will just take a print sort of, I will take a picture. I use the snipping tool. I'm using Windows, so I will just do like this. I will take a thought list. What can I do like this? Copy the text is even better. I will try, and let's see what happens if I paste it. Yeah, okay, I got the text. It's not very nice, but still. So you see here all these questions. For example, do crested geckos need to go to the vet? How cold is too cold for a crested gecko? These are questions that Google understands people are searching for, needing answers. So for you to be appreciated by Google and your visitors, you should write content around these questions, of course. And besides that, Google is also telling you that people searching for, in this case, female crested gecko care, or if we change this, we can change it to crested gecko care. If you go down in the bottom, you will also see here a list of related searches for crested gecko care. So these keywords here could be either what you should have in your article, or if you find enough material, you should create a separate article per keyword. So I will take a copy of these as well and put them under crested gecko care. So here we have a list of related searches that Google has identified. So that means at least, I don't know the minimum monthly searches that makes a keyword appear here. But since there are some kind of searches, at least for Google, it needs to be some kind of searches for it to appear. So it will always make sense to embed these keywords, or create an article separately about them, or create at least a paragraph with their own subheading within an article about crested gecko care, for example. So yeah, so that's how you go about. So what I will do is I will sort of put together a more refined list of keywords that I want to write articles about. And of course there are tools that can do this for you, but you don't really need that. It's I would say it's better to just get started and learn along the way. especially if you have a tight budget, there's no need to pay expensive tools or go to expensive lectures or take courses. It's the way to go is just to keep producing stuff and adapt and learn. The most important thing I would say, besides doing the keyword research to actually know that you're targeting something that people are actually searching for, is to think about the site structure before you sort of decide and start creating articles, to have it nicely structured and linked between related articles. So I would have a Crested Gekko category on the website, and I will place all the articles for Crested Gekko topics in that, and they will be linking to each other, of course. Then when that's done, I will create a Leopard Gecko category with articles and so on. And so that's about it for the sort of first keyword research iteration. And I will spend some time, I might put it in the video as well, and sort of create a spreadsheet where I will put in the keywords, and basically that will be a sort of a refined to-do list where we'll keep working on. And I will see if I can sort of take what I've got here that I've been showing you guys and put together a first list what I will be creating as content, and you will see. I'm not gonna spend time creating like 200 articles list because that takes too long. I think it's better to get started. The sooner I get content out and getting to rank, the sooner I can get into monetization and collecting emails if I want to build an email list. And yeah, so that's my thoughts at least. So we got a sort of a basic set of keywords like we wrote down here in the Google Docs document. That was based on first planting some seeds in Google Keyword Planner, and then looking at a bit of stuff in Google Search to see what kind of questions people are asking, and finding related sub keywords for the ones that we got from Google Keyword Planner. Then what I did is I created this spreadsheet here for sort of copy pasting in the keywords and sort of organizing it a bit. So I've also created one tab for the main categories. So this category we're looking at now is for the Crested Gekko category. I haven't created any general Gekko related topics yet. I will just focus on Crested Gekko for now. So of course the keyword Crested Gekko itself is a top level keyword, and when I search for it in Google search, I get this set of related questions that people are asking on that keyword. So what I will do is I will create or order a general article about keeping Crested Gekko as a pet. Will be sort of a keyword related article for that, and I will ask them to embed probably these answers to these questions within that article. And then I came up with a thought here. We know that the Crested Gekko for sale is a high search volume keyword, and we also saw that the search term Crested Gekko for sale Essex, Crested Gekko for sale London are having traffic, sort of a search volume. And yeah, so there's a lot of related searches for finding pet stores selling Crested Gekko. So that leads me into the idea that I will actually spend time on creating a directory, a UK directory for being able to find places where you can buy geckos, leopard geckos or crested geckos. So I will do that. And then we have the next main topic is caring for your Crested Gekko, which has either one big articles with all these subheadings or one article per sort of subtopic, and we have loads and loads of infinite questions being asked that people are looking for answers to, that could also either be embedded in one major Crested Gekko Care article or could be divided into sub-articles, and we'll see about that. But what I will do, and then we have a Crested Gekko diet itself. It's a big topic. What do they eat? What can they eat? What can they not eat? So it's kind of related, of course, to the caring part. But there are also tons of questions, and so this is just sort of scraping the surface of potential articles and topics to write about. But I will focus on actually setting up a business directory because that is one of the top queries related to finding where you can buy crested geckos. And I will also write or order an article about sort of a high level how good is crested gecko as a pet and what should you think about and sort of the beginner level caring for a crested gecko in one article, or probably one article answering these most common questions that people are asking. Crested gecko for sale keywords, Essex London. Geckos for sale. Female crested gecko, we can just embed the female keyword. We can add the tiger crested gecko, and that's another one for location near me keyword. So, and these questions here, we can add an answer in a sort of article for within the category of crested gecko or geckos for sale. Some thoughts answering questions around buying crested geckos and geckos in general. So that's the plan for my initial set of articles and keywords that I will be creating. And then once that is done, I will give it some time to rank in Google and see how it all works out, and then just carry on and take the next main high-level keyword and break it down and see what kind of keywords that are related and questions being asked by Google or according to Google, and I will just divide that into articles to order and to publish. So that's the plan, and I will keep you updated in upcoming videos. So I will take this that I've been talking about and work on it for some time, and then I will create another case study video about what I came up with and how it will look. So I hope you had some information that was relevant and inspiring for you guys to carry on with your own work, and please like and comment and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I will keep on creating content that hopefully will help you guys moving forward within your work on creating passive income and creating affiliate websites. Have a great day, and I will see you guys soon again in the next video. Bye for now.